We spill the tea. If you are here for the tea, we spill the tea. We are two best friends, and one is Ishita.
Other is Tanya. Hi everyone, I'm going to introduce you all to my amazing and gorgeous sister slash friend who has seen me butt naked. Hi Aayushi Di.
Hi Tanu. Hi Ishita. How you both are
Hi,
doing?
we are great. How are you? Very formal.
Just just enjoying my days at home.
Okay, so now tell our audience about yourself.
Hi everyone. My name is Aayushi. I live in Ghaziabad and right now I am pursuing my masters in a very typical field which is I think which is not everyone know about it, that is conservation and preservation. I know too much of
Hmm.
history part is involved in it, too much of boring things can be, but it is quite interesting. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's it for now.
Okay, so now as you have given SSB and it's like as whatever I know it's about army exam and you have gone for the interview and you have cleared CDS. So walk us through what exactly SSB is.
Yeah, sure, I would love to do that. Basically SSB is, first I would like to tell you about the full form. Service Selection Board. It is one of the interview panels for selection and getting into army at officer level. How we get through this is by UPSC conducts its entrance exam for OTA, and actually people are also eligible in IMA, in INA, and in AFA. That is Air Force, Navy, and Army, and OTA is Officers Training Academy. So the people with technical and non-technical background go there, sit for the exams, and after clearing that, then you go to the step 2, that is SSB. It is basically about your psychological, and it is not just about just going there and interviewing and sitting in front of officers. It is more of about how mentally, physically, emotionally, psychologically fit, strong, and adaptable you are. That is more about it.
Okay, so that is very cool, and maybe our audience who didn't knew about SSB can now know about it and research about it more. As you had to leave your home for SSB, so what were all the feelings that were messing with you?
Actually, I would say it was a lot of mixed feeling. I was very excited about clearing the exam and going for a very different experience, which requires you to be there at Army cantonment area for maximum 5 days. So it was exciting. I was nervous. Mix of feelings were going inside my head. What will I do there? How things will go on? For whether would I be able to get screened in or not, which is basically the day one process. And if you're not screened in, then you have to come back with all those heavy backpacks and all those bedding that you are carrying over there on the first day only. So all these things were going around in my head. But yeah, it was more there on excitement level, that I was very excited to just go and get into that area, get into that field, and get into that experience. It was more getting into experience.
Wow.
So, as we have discussed on the call, that this experience is one of your best experience in your lifetime. How? Tell us about it.
I would say it was best for me. I would consider for me, not even for any other candidates who are there or who are preparing, because the experience over there is very different for each and every individual who is there at that time. For me, it was a very different experience because being a civilian, I have always dreamed of being into forces, getting into that uniform and getting into that respected field for me, which I have always considered. So yeah, I was talking to Tanu when I came back. The first question was, "How was your experience? How did you felt it?" And first word that came into my mind was that it was out of world. It was extraordinary for me because the schedule, the friends you make there, the people you meet there, they are very common people. They're not very extraordinary people that people think that no, he's an officer. He or she is going to be an officer. They must be very intellectual. They must be very intelligent. No, they are normal, average students, average kids there who are all together and dreaming of one thing, and that's one goal, serving into the forces.
That's very beautiful. Really beautiful, and we're glad that we got to hear about your journey and experiences, and we are sure that our audience also feels good about this new thing because this is something that's very new on our podcast. And
Yeah, I want to ask one thing. As you have, lived like 5 days in army camp and rest of your life as a civilian. So, what is the basic difference? Like we think, like serving in a army, or if someone is, preparing for it, tell us the difference.
First of all, it's mainly about how you feel about that organization. That is the main thing. See, everyone feels respected. Everyone is like, yes, we love army, we love our forces, and we love all the people who are serving there. That is a whole different perspective. That is the respect that every Indian have it for them. But getting into that feeling that not only respecting them, but getting into the organization, serving them, being into that area, being into that environment, that is a whole different thing. So, as a civilian, the first step, first intellectual difference that you create is getting into that headspace that yes, I will go there. I will have that discipline and a different life rather than being into a corporate field. That is a very different thing. And the other difference is, I would say that more of a inner thing that comes from inside. Yes, I respect that. Yes, I love forces, but being there, being part of that organization, it is a totally different thing. I've been to many cantonment areas, Delhi cantonment, Mathura cantonment, and Meerut cantonment, Ranikhet cantonment. I've been to many cantonment areas, but getting there into us as a civilian is not much satisfactory for me. I want to be part of that organization. I always wanted to be. So that is a difference for me.
well, we are sure one day you will definitely become one.
Tell us about the daily routine. You have been there for 5 days. So, what is like the daily routine over there? Tell us really quickly.
Okay, I would start with the first day. So our reporting time was 5:30 in the morning. So we took our all the bags. We were all packed up. We were asked to get our bedding, our pillows, our bed sheets, and 5-day clothing in which formals, tracksuits, shoes, everything was included. And with carry all those backpacks, being alone and standing in morning at 5:30 at Bhopal cantonment area. We have to report there at 5:30 in the morning, and then around 6 we were asked to come inside in proper line, and they checked our all documents, and then we were taken to a conference hall where we were asked to solve 60 questions of reasoning in 15 minutes. We have to solve 2 sets of paper in 15 minutes. After that, this was the question solving thing, and then we were showed one picture. Actually, this is the process of PPDT, picture perception and description test. Here they analyze our psychology, how we think in 30 seconds of a picture. The picture is shown for 30 seconds. We have to come up with a storyline, write it in 4 minutes, and then we have to present it in front of our officers in a group where narration, discussion, all these things go on together. So this is the day one process, and this is known as screening process. This is the most crucial process. If you have passed in this, then you are allowed to stay for 4 days. If you are not, then it's okay. Go back your home, prepare yourselves, carry all those 5-day clothing bags, go back to your home. That is a very difficult thing. But fortunately, in my first attempt, I was able to clear it.
How?
And I was able to get into it, and I was screened in. And the first thing that we were given there was our chest numbers. In army, in SSB, chest numbers are given. We do not address each other with our names. We address there with our chest number. Before screening, I was chest number 3, and after getting screened in, I was chest number 13, the lucky number 13. And then we were allotted rooms and report to the hall where all our documentation process goes on. These all things are completed on day 1. On second day, we are asked to dressed up in quite formal dressing, and our second test starts for psychological test. In those tests, 4 tests are conducted. First is TAT, thematic appreciation test. All the psychological students who must be listening us might be quite known to this. In this, 12 pictures are shown to us in time interval of 30 seconds. And in all those 30 seconds and 4 minutes are given, where we have to frame at least 12 stories 30 seconds for one picture, 4 minutes for one story, and all these things goes for 12 pictures altogether. After
That's
getting into
intense.
this, yeah, it is quite intense. It is actually the environment there is quite intense because we are asked to sit in a conference hall. We are just shown a picture and it's all dark area in there. After this, then we are given 60 situation reaction test, which goes for SRT. 60 questions are given, different situations are there, real life situations, and how will you react to them? How will you think as an officer? That is that they're gonna analyze there. Simple situation, as if you're going to school, your cycle got punctured, there's an accident, you have to go and attend your exam. So how will you tackle all three situations? Which problem will you choose first? All these things are analyzed from our responses. Then comes the word association test, WAT, where one word is shown for 15 seconds, and in those 15 seconds we have to see the word, frame a sentence, that to a positive sentence. Negative words can also be there, like rude or weapon. These kinds of words are also there, which you have to come up with positive sentence in just 15 seconds. If you left out a word, you have to skip and you have to move ahead. And after this, we are given a 10 minutes break. After all three tests, we are given a 10 minutes break. We had our tea, we had our biscuits with us. After 10 minutes break, we come back. They ask us 4 questions about us. How do you think? What is your parents' opinion about yourself, your friends, your colleagues? What do you think about yourself? And what would you like to change about yourself? All these questions we have to answer in 15 minutes. That is a quite descriptive test. So that is why it is known as self-description test. So this is the day 2 process. We got free from this test from around 2 p.m. and after that we were free. We were allowed to chill, we were allowed to go and sit there in canteen. And the main thing, the important thing I forgot to mention was that we were asked to get up in the morning at 4 a.m. and get ready by 5 a.m., get up breakfast by 5:30 and report at ground by 6 a.m. So first day it was quite difficult. There were baijis in MP. Female workers are called baijis. So baijis used to come us and wake us up on first and second day. But by the third day, we were like, Baiji, get up. We are getting late. We used to go and wake them up. So we kind of get indulged in that schedule so easily and so quickly. We all were quite shocked because as a students, it is not easier to get up early in the morning. We used to get up in 10 and now we are getting up in the morning at 4 and having breakfast at 5:30. 5:30 in the morning, we can't even imagine that.
Yeah.
So that is the thing. And then on day 3 and day 4 are physical tasks. There are several tasks, group discussion, lecturate, various individual tasks are there. That army is quite famous for the physical tasks that we call it Varjish and Bhag Daud in Hindi. And for that, it is a quite rigorous task. You have to be very physically fit for that because if you are not, then you won't be able to get through all those tasks. So after completing for that day 3 and day 4, and after that on day 5 is the ultimate result day, where all the officers whom you have been throughout all these 4 days come dressed up in full uniform with full of their badges, cap, and it is quite intimidating. I would truly say that it is quite intimidating to see all of them sitting in front of you in conference hall along with the commandant and president of the board. So it is quite intimidating, but it is truly, I would say, a very different and extraordinary experience that anyone can have. So I would really suggest all my listeners that at least, it is not about getting clear. That is a whole different thing. Getting recommended is a different thing. But getting into this experience and knowing about yourself is very important because going there, you get to know how physically, how psychologically, how emotionally strong and independent you are. That is very important for an individual to know. And I would say SSB is the best way to get to know about yourself. So everyone should at least have one opportunity to go there. I would just say like that.
Yeah, that was like, I'm really proud as I'm seeing you since I'm born. I'm really proud that you cleared and you have to experience this. And we are like really lucky to hear that all because I was thinking about, giving CDS from so long.
You were?
Yeah, I was. because I couldn't get into NDA. First, I was like, oh, I'm going to get into NDA. Then I recognized that no, NDA is only for boys. So for women, we have to, clear SSB after graduation. So I was like, okay, I have a option. I am going to give CDS, hopefully. I was thinking about it.
Yeah, that's that's really nice of you at least to think about it. Because getting into it now is the first step is acknowledging it that yes, you can sit for the exam, you are capable of it. Everyone is capable for sitting into an exam and clearing it, I would say.
Yeah. So do you want tell us few last words for our listeners?
Yeah, I would like to add that the experience was amazing. Yes, I was very disheartened that I didn't got recommended, but I know that there might be few mistakes that I would have conducted there. But analyzing them, realizing that yes, I can improve, and next time, definitely next time I'll go there. And I would suggest all my listeners to at least once in their life have this experience. And now NDA has made eligible girls also.
Yeah.
Till 24 years of age, you can give it. So clear it, have that experience. If you are lucky enough, if they really see officer like quality in you, they'll definitely select you. They will.
Now you're talking about it. It does sound intimidating, but it also sounds like as a great experience and a learning opportunity.
Yes, you will. Because the thing is that when you get indulged in this now, you get to know how capable I am, how mentally and physically fit I am. If I am not, then I can be. It's not that
Yeah.
you cannot. Physically, you can be fit at any time.
Yeah.
So it is like a self-realization, self-actualization that till what level I can push myself. That is there because in SSB we are not competing there with anybody else. We are competing with ourselves. How good we can be, how good officer we can be.
Yeah.
That is what they are judging us there.
That's really great. We are going to end this episode on the note that it's on you what you do and how you take your life and in which direction you want to take it. And this is on you how much experience you want to get. It's all about exploring and getting out of your comfort zone, as my B has did. So that's all for now. We are going to end this episode. Tell us your opinion on this episode. Rate us on Spotify.
Leave a review on Apple Podcasts, and you can check out our Instagram for more updates.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.